Hey everybody, and welcome back to the second channel. This is Rob and Jake. We're responsible for Metal in Very Inappropriate Places. It was a sequel to the original one. But first off, I want to say thanks to the patrons who have, because of the Patreon page, we have an upfront budget, and that's why we can spend so much time and resources and money on such total tomfoolery. The first shot was the first shot that was ever filmed for this video. And
how long ago was that?
Setting the bar pretty high. 2 years ago
Yeah.
was when China and Craig were married, our friends. Craig, who's Wheezy Waiter on YouTube. This was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just sat on this footage for a while because it set the bar so high. That was a big reason bringing you in, because after 2 years of not doing anything, it was like, well, if I'm the only one that's making this, it's just never gonna get made.
Yeah.
And be at the same quality of absurdity as a wedding. So how this shot works, I wasn't there when they were actually getting married.
I mean,
no,
you
no
were
one
there.
was aware
you were,
of it. No, I
you
was
were invited
there.
to the wedding.
Yeah, I was invited, but I didn't ruin their wedding. Right before the wedding started, I got in the room and
locked
set
up the tripod.
Camera. Yeah. And then I, did my thing. And then when the wedding started, I just stood by the tripod and just made sure that no one moved it. And people, I'm sure, just assumed that I was just filming the wedding, which is also a good,
Source of income.
No, yeah, no, I didn't. They didn't hire me to film their wedding.
So you sent me the footage. You were just like, there's a few moments where it kind of looks like China's looking over her shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Grab those and see if you can do it. And then I just pulled both shots into After Effects, put you on the background layer, rotoed you out, cut around China's dress so that it looks like less of a mask.
Yeah.
So that you actually go behind her a few times. And then I chose that first everybody being seated moment because it really sells the idea that you're in there.
Yeah, and it's a great first shot.
Well, that was most of the roto, was getting everybody's heads rotoed out.
Yeah.
Rotoing is when you go into After Effects with a pen tool and trace individual frames out around people's heads, and as they move, you move the dots so that it's a composite of both images and it looks like it all happened at once.
And it's super tedious.
Yeah, but you listen to podcasts while you do it, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, put on some Song Exploder and you're good to go.
Yeah.
There's actually some cameos in the audience.
Yeah,
Like Rihanna Fitch.
Corey's next to her. And Cheryl.
Payback's a bitch, Cheryl!
Yeah, Cheryl was there. Craig's parents.
China Benzene, very prominent in the shot.
Very prominent. The original idea, the song was written so that there's that ba-ba at the beginning and then a long holdout. And the original idea I had for the first shot was gonna be some type of peaceful scene and me coming in and like kicking over a lamp or something and like starting a show.
Yeah.
A lot of local metal bands when I went to shows in high school would start their set that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they ba-ba, that same exact thing. And then the vocalist would rile up the crowd and they would go into their first song. So I was going from that. But when you sent me this footage, the people coming down and revealing the wedding was too great of a first shot, so we cut that part from it and just went right into the wedding.
Yeah.
Next one up.
Okay, so getting the police car.
Again, this is all you.
I tried to get a police car for my own series a while ago, and it's impossible.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty tricky. Impersonating a police officer is a serious offense.
Serious
you can't
offense.
just go out and pretend to be a policeman.
And every community that has a series of police cruisers does not want their police cruisers used in a video.
Of course.
I used to walk by this bar a lot, and there was an ex-police car sitting in the parking lot of the bar. Like, you can buy them at police auctions and stuff. And I was like, that still has the paint job. It didn't have police written on it or anything, but it looked like an old cruiser. So I just called the bar, and I said, there's a really rad, usually, police car sitting in your parking lot. Whose is that? She was like, that's Chris's car.
Thank you, Chris, for letting us use your car.
She left him a voice message and he texted me back. And he was like, I'm down. I've actually seen Rob's videos.
Cool.
Yeah. The police officer is played by a guy named David Motley.
Yes.
That's too much metal.
He's always down and he has an awesome looking police uniform.
Yeah.
And you drew some spectators too.
Yeah,
Like by the end of it, there was a kind of a group of people watching you get that ticket and get handcuffed.
What is going on? What's going on over here? This guy's getting a ticket for being too metal.
Yeah. Other than that, the lights on top of the car are fake.
Yeah.
All of the writing on the car was done in After Effects. There's just kind of a very nice plug-in for After Effects called Optical Flares that really sells the way that light flares on camera. And you can choose how it flares. I just do it the simplest way because people know we're shooting with DSLRs.
The lighting, even when he's on the side of the car, you added that to the side of his face there.
Yeah.
So
well,
all that was done in post.
Yes.
The next shot, today we were debating on whether or not to finish the video or to do this one again.
Yeah.
And we decided on just sticking with the green screen.
On the day that we shot the police officer stuff, I just brought this unfolding green screen that just pops right out. I just had a couple people hold it behind you while the car was stationary.
Yeah.
Took my car out and shot that background plate. I also grabbed my cell phone on a different day because I realized that you could see the side view mirror in there. And I shot outside looking back. With
I didn't
my
realize
iPhone.
that was two different.
It's two different things because that footage is moving backwards like you would in a side view.
We were considering doing it for real, not with me actually driving like that, of course, but getting the car towed somehow, and then we would be in my car in neutral while I did that, and then we could do it for real. But it's such a quick shot. My original concern was I want the gut reaction from the audience to be like, oh my God, he's about to crash, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was why we were considering, maybe we'll do it, you know, behind a tow truck.
Yeah.
But I think it worked out. And it's like a second and a half.
Yeah.
I think it gets the point across.
Oh, it definitely gets the point across.
Yeah. Then the yoga scene. It was my idea to have the dolly through the yoga.
Yeah, because originally, just like in the first Inappropriate Places video, the camera is static on a tripod and it never moves.
Yeah. The big reason for that was simply because different times.
But it's also just funny.
Yeah,
like,
it's also funny to just have a wide shot and
Yeah.
one thing that clearly is out of place.
And then once we got into the yoga studio, we kind of just did a test shot of it. You were like, it's got to be the dolly.
The reveal of me is really funny.
Yeah, I just reached out to a bunch of yoga studios in Chicago, and the one that ended up hosting us called Bikram Yoga, B Yoga.
Hot yoga.
It was a hot
Everywhere
yoga
we
place.
shoot is super hot and humid. And I decided it was going to be my thing to wear beanies apparently a long time ago.
Is so sweaty.
Yeah.
In that yoga footage.
Yeah.
Several
Some people
people in
from
the front row are actually from the yoga studio, and several people who just came to help us out had never done yoga before. And at the end of each shot, you watch in the raw footage and they're like, oh.
All of us are getting a good workout.
Yeah, but we hopped into that studio right between classes one day. They were so nice to have us.
Next shot.
B Yoga in Andersonville. I'm just gonna say that name.
Yeah.
Awesome people.
Link in the description.
Rob, maybe move behind them too. Yeah, switch. Switch. And relax.